I can envision a certain possibility of partnership of research here because uh, I am motivated by two problems during my postdoctoral research. The first is the fact that fewer people are reading books in general.
I
And this is
see.
a
I see.
big contrast to my dissertation, which was on the access of women to the world of letters during the 19th century in Brazil or in the
I
Lusophone
see.
world. So if you compare 100 years, you can see how much women fought and struggled to have access to reading, to writing, to expressing their voices through fiction.
Oh, I
And
see.
today we're surrounded by books. We have texts available everywhere, but less people do access them and do read novels. So this is one problem. And the other problem that is exactly what you said, we are once again surrounded not only of books that we don't read, but surrounded by a certain technology that has been created, the algorithms behind those technologies are here
Yeah.
to really seduce us to keep using them
Right.
over and over. So my project is to see how the by reading novels, how the act of reading something classic, and I'm defending also the physicality, the real book, could be similar to going to the gym for the brain. So the brain would exercise this possibility of paying attention to something, such as a book, a story that demands a lot of your consciousness in the sense of how you're creating everything in your mind. And by doing this, when you are conducting some kind of deep work and what is probably your daily life, you will be less uh, distracted to the technology surrounding you. So perhaps we could bring those two projects together by reducing the light of the cell phones or the computers right before bed and getting a book instead and helping exercise the brain to become stronger against those distractions.
I see. I see. Yeah. So it's yes. So it's all about economy. So economy, how to say, attract. Makes the technology to attract you, distract from the what's most important. What is most important, such as reading book. Yeah, that's a current problem. But I still don't know what would be a good how to say solution for it. Of course, once you understand the mechanism or how such kind of devices or technology distract you, maybe you can cope with. But how to say so that is by education or how to say finding out the kind of a mechanism would be quite key. But other than that, is there any good solution for it? Maybe you have an answer. Uh,
Maybe maybe we will discover together. But
yeah.
no matter what, I think it is how to also navigate the expectations, as you said, the economical aspect, but also the modern life, because not the path would be to move away from the structure that maintains our modernity and go into something more in line with this natural rhythm. But I think this opens for even a bigger
I
conversation
see.
and
I see.
the challenges.
Yeah. Sometimes such technology, how to say, use or utilize or exploit your fears. So that is why it's not good for your sleep. For example, we still don't know yet, but some stressed patient have bad quality of sleep. Okay, so objective measurement of sleep looks good. For example, they have quite a long night and then sufficient amount of non-REM sleep. But their feeling is so bad. I mean, feeling of how to say of having sleep is so bad. So there are we call this phenomena as misperception of sleep status. We still don't know why they have such differences between objective measure and subjective feelings. Maybe as a sleep scientist, we have not yet understand the right measurement of their quality of sleep. Yeah, but the stress level are related to the subject feeling of their sleep. So we start looking at the detailed data, objective data, to how to say, to predict or describe what's going on in their brain. Yeah. Yeah. So once you understand how to say such kind of a we can measure the quality of sleep or internal subjective quality of sleep. Maybe you can say, you know, this technology is not good because blah blah blah. Yeah, something like that. So we are start how to say understanding the why misperception happens.
And I understand that you're talking about the scientific level, the measurements, the misperception, but in a more simple term, when you say about the quality of sleep, what does it mean? Does it mean you said how you have been working on improving your quality of sleep? That means you know that you feel rested, or is the ability of remembering that you had a dream?
Yes, yes. How to say, you know, okay, so that patient still have a sleepiness even though they get up in the morning, and after objectively they have a good amount of sleep. You know, they have a long time in sleep, but still they feel sleepiness. So your tiredness or sleepiness was not how to say kind of cleared out during the night. So your performance, for example, learning performance, memory performance will be dropped dramatically. So, yeah, and then we don't know why. You know, objective data suggests they have a good sleep, but a subjective feeling is not. It is saying they don't have, you know, good sleep. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
And also, now we're talking about like individuals, but for what I understood, part of your research was the ability of showing how individual cells, they also have circadian rhythms. And that brought me the curiosity to understand, if you know, how old do you think sleep is? And when did living things start to sleep?
Oh, I see. So evolutionary speaking, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. So okay. So by the way, so there are some distinction between circadian clock and sleep. Okay. So around 1990, I think 8 or 9. So, or Switzerland researcher discovered the, you know, even fibroblasts, which is how to say skin cells, have a circadian clock. Since then, many people working on the cells to investigate the mechanism of circadian clock. And then, but for sleep, we still don't know, you know, individual neurons have a sleep. Okay, and then around 2012, Switzerland researcher and also US researcher independently claimed that you know, even with the cultured neurons, brain cells might have a sleep status or wake status. And then we also recently started this project and then try to induce sleep or induce wake, and then investigate the mechanism of sleep and wake in vitro. So it's like a wake in the dish or sleep in the dish type project.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, so that we are now how to say investigating, and then evolution of sleep. And then let me go back to your original questions. And then evolution of sleep is quite fascinating. So, for example, a couple of years ago, jellyfish, a Caltech researcher discovered that even jellyfish have sleep. So jellyfish don't have a brain. They have a nervous system, but they don't have a brain. So even though they have a sleep, and then after that, Hydra, which is again simple animal, which don't have a brain, at all, which only have simple nervous system, even though they have a sleep. So Japanese researcher in Kyushu University discovered that. And then one of the first author of that study moved from Kyushu University to Tokyo University. Actually, in other words, was my lab. Then he started looking at the animal sleep, simple animal sleep. And then one of the simplest animal is unicell animal. And then he tried to investigate the animals such as unicell, one cell animal have a sleep or not. If they, such simple animal have a sleep, we may have to, think about the function of sleep, because we always function of sleep are related to brain or at least nervous system. But even though if such or unicell organ which have a neuron at all, which don't have a neuron at all, have a sleep, we have to rethink about the role of sleep. So that is why such kind of evolution study is quite important.
And you're talking about this unicellular examples, and I again, just my curiosity, but you mentioned the REM sleep, so that means when you are sleeping, so dreaming. I mean, when during the sleep phase, you can dream. So I was wondering if you have any other thoughts about the evolution of dreams per se.
I see.
And if
Okay.
they have any function in relation to this concept of life. But going to the unicellular being, I was just curious, do you think that those cells that are sleeping, are they also dreaming?
Okay, so so we don't think so. Because we still
That's very
don't know.
sad.
Yeah. So, and then yes. Okay. So dreaming and REM sleep should be separated. Okay. So recently, so 1953. Zelensky and Kleitman discovered the existence of another type of sleep called REM sleep. During that sleep, your eye rapidly move around. So that is why they name it rapid eye movement sleep. And then 6 years later, 1959, famous French researcher, his name is Jouvet, discovered that REM sleep has a REM sleep something like paradoxical state. In other words, your brain is so active, your body is so inactive, more inactive than deep sleep. So you're paralyzed, almost paralyzed. Okay. So and then since then, at the first paper, Zelensky and Kleitman described, you tend to have a dreaming while you have a REM sleep. So that is why REM sleep equal dreaming myth began. But many years later, just recently, scientists in Wisconsin discovered, we might have a dreaming during non-REM sleep, not only REM sleep, but also non-REM sleep. We have a dreaming, and then our back brain part are active during when we have a dreaming. So it's related to the activity of the particular part of brain, not associate tight 100% with the state of sleep. So that is why we start looking, dissociating dreaming and REM sleep. So that's a kind of our understanding now. And also dreaming, so that is why we can say, evolutional origin of REM sleep, but we couldn't say evolutional origin of dreaming. So dreaming is a little bit currently rely on the subjective report. So that is why it's a little bit difficult. Okay, and then let me go back to the origin of REM sleep. So we already know birds have a REM sleep, and then recently reptiles are reported to have REM sleep, and then even fish have kind of a they might have an active state of active sleep, which is looks like REM sleep, but reptile study and fish study are still before we reach to the consensus. So therefore, still, how to say, not controversial, but that's still premature to say, you know, or reptile or fish have a, how to say, kind of a 100% sure REM sleep. Yeah, that's how to say, currently we know about, that's what we currently know about the REM sleep.
And I think it's a kind of dialogue that will inspire new responsible research, because there's so much still to be discovered about those amazing concepts. I am not officially in the field of neurosciences, but I do love the world of dreams, and it is a very important concept for me personally. I do imagine. I think it's just so amazing how we wake up and we just lived so many lives during our night. And this is something that makes me very thankful. As you said, 1/3 of our lives we're sleeping, but I feel like I'm living during my sleep. And I'm grateful for remembering my dreams, because it is just fabulous. But in another way, it is how I am related to my own field of study, which is literary studies, because a very important literary critic from Brazil, his name was Antonio Cândido, he said that literature is the awakening dream of humankind. So by reading novels, you are having access, you're having this possibility of dreaming while reading a novel. And that's a very beautiful definition for me, and makes my relationship to the world of fiction and the world of the dreams that I have during the night very empowering and inspiring.
Actually, 2 weeks ago, I was in Nice, near the Nice, by the way, and then attend to the summer school of sleep. So European Sleep Society organized a summer school, which is focusing on the paradoxical or REM sleep. So that is why we talk much about the dreaming as well as paradoxical or REM sleep. And then we, how to say, we discuss a lot. And then, you know, as I said, during REM sleep, our body is paralyzed, and then, but yet, you know, our brain is so active. So that is why you can do whatever you want during dreaming, which is how to say, not 100% link, but 70% of the link. Yeah, for example, you know, you tend to have dreaming during REM sleep, and then in that state we are paralyzed. So therefore, you know, you are safe, even though you have a very dangerous, you are in a very, very dangerous, how to say, adventures. So I think it's one of the REM sleep function might be, as you said, it's like a fictions, to having a fictions, and then think out the possibility, or maybe simulations or funeral experiment of human life. So we still don't know that, how to say, we can apply this kind of a concept to the exactly to the REM sleep or dreaming, but it's a quite interesting idea, you know, to think about, you know, REM sleep or dreaming as a, how to say, like fictions. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Thank you so much. And you just mentioned that you went to summer school, and so you have this experience of moving around different places to conduct your work and establish dialogues. I also saw on your CV that you were also an invited professor in different schools, such as mathematics and biology. So how is interdisciplinarity important for you and for your research?
Okay, so because, you know, question is obvious sometimes, but we still don't know how to solve it, you know, and then sometimes it's beyond your discipline. So that is why interdisciplinary uh, things are very, very key to solve the questions, and then casual chat or having a tea or having a lunch or dinner together sometimes solve the questions. Or even dreaming solve your questions. So therefore, opportunity might be spread out. So you have to collect such kind of opportunity to solve really, if you really want to solve your questions. So yeah, so of course, you need some kind of concentration. Sometimes you should not move around in that moment. But once you have some vague idea, I totally recommend you to or other student to move around, ask around, share your question, and then what the important finding with others. That's the beauty of the science. You collectively solve the questions together. Of course, you need some clue, but once you have a clue, I think it's very important to share that your own thought or own finding with others. Yeah. So that is why we scientists move around and then having across the world. Yes.
Yes, no, thank you so much. I hope that those listening to this conversation feel very, very much inspired to go beyond any boundaries and establish dialogues with different fields, different countries, different groups of people. So this is very, very good. Thank you so much. And talk about dialogues, I saw on the UT7's website a dialogue that you have been having with other professors from the group. And you said the following, and I'm using Google Translate because the original is in Japanese. So I'm going to quote you. I'm also the type of person who thinks that there is some kind of mystery in life. And I thought it was a very beautiful passage about bringing attention to this mysterious aspect of life. Would you like to share any thoughts that you have on this? I think you already talked about your interest in the long term, talk about consciousness. But how do you see science relating to the mysterious questions that we have about life?
Yeah, but the science itself is all about mystery. So because we are driven by the passions or interests or attractions. So therefore, I think okay, so science start, curiosity, and then that drive us to deep into the issues or problem or technologies. So and then after we find out some fact or experimental result, logic start, So science is a kind of a exploration or expedition in the different world. And then but sometimes you collect that fact together and then try to make a map. And then yeah, so logical thinking play a role in the how to say in the later stage. So yeah, so we always how to say start. Yeah, okay. At least me. I don't know others, but we always start with the mystery, curiosity about the mystery. So, but is that
Yes,
am I
yes,
answering your question?
yes,
Yeah.
you are. And I think you're doing so once more in a very inspiring way. I think this is what I do believe that the new generation needs to listen more and be reminded about the importance of the embracing the mystery and not being afraid of not of knowing that you don't know, but perhaps the opposite, really
Right.
um, uh, use this curiosity as a certain light to move
Yeah.
forward into this
Yeah.
of
And then
everything we don't
sometimes
know.
yes, and then sometimes your own mystery sometimes attract others, and you can encounter that you other self. That's the beauty of the science. So you encounter that intellectual existence or in living in other side of the world, and then you can really enjoy how deep they thought, and then how to say how deep they acknowledge you. So that's the beauty of the science. Even though we don't speak the same language, they speak English or maybe Spanish or other language, and then we speak Japanese. But we can communicate. That's the beauty of the science. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, thank you very much. And I would like to conclude by asking a last question. If you have any recommendation of a book, a movie, it could be a song or something that inspired you on your scientific journey that you'd like to recommend to others.
I know the name of the, how to say, book in Japanese, 生命の本質. So he discovered the vitamin C, and then he was awarded 1937 for the Nobel Prize, Physiology and Medicine. I totally recommend you. So that is a kind of a how to say, proceeding of his speech or lecture, and then how to say. So he talked about the synthesis of life. So of course, we biochemistry, for example, or molecular, or or cellular biology, try to investigate the life in an analytic way. But around 2000, I think 5, so we life scientists try to think about the reconstruction of the life, which is a little bit scary though, but yet it's a very interesting, because once you can create or reconstitute, you really you can say you understand it. That's one of the definition to understand something. So which is related to the Richard Feynman's famous saying. So that is why I totally recommend you to St. George's book on the essence of life. I don't remember the name of the book in English, but in Japanese it said 生命の本質, essence of life. Is okay? Yeah.
Yes, no, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing this reference and also seeing the future discoveries that you are conducting with your team. And I would like to really express my gratitude for your time. It was wonderful to get to know
thank
you
you.
with this
Yeah,
and
thank you.
say
So
thank you very
yeah.
much. Enjoy your day in Cambridge and your amazing partnership that you have been building internationally. And I'm looking forward to future dialogues with you. Thank you very
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.